So today I just want to say that we're going over the Science Officer as part of our Starship combat overview. Therefore that. The Science Officer, they're really going to want to lean on a high intelligence that will give them a bonus to their computers checks. Just for, as far as Starship combat, the different things they can do, whether locking on different systems, scanning, everything we'll get into a little bit there.
Yeah, the weird thing about Science Officer is there's no roles that require science, which I think is kind of weird. It's called Science Officers.
Yeah, but you get intelligence bonuses with, if the higher your intelligence is, you get a bonus to physical and life science, and that can be helpful for as far as the physical and life science stations that a lot of the, a lot of the starships have that aren't single engine like the BMZ Mauler or fighters or anything like that. The larger ships and shuttles, they would have a Science Officer station that they could take advantage of that there.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of funny when reading through and researching that. It's none of these roles require science. So
yeah, it's weird.
Basically, it's got to be an IT monster.
Yeah, dump truck. So what's first on Starship Combat?
All right. So the first ability we're going to go over is balance, and basically that's where you go over and you can redistribute shields. That's the whole classic. Oh, divert shields from whatever to the forward part where we're getting shot at. Basically, you make a DC 15 plus your twice your starship's tier, and you'll use your computer check skills and anything that you'd have for bonuses with that to make that. And what you do is you can move any of your shield points from one part of the ship section to the other ship section. One thing you have to remember is you can't totally take away shields from one part, so you can't, if you're just getting hit from the front, you can't be like, well, no shields in the back. There has to be at least 10% of the shields in the back. Or another thing you can do is you can just take a grand total of your ship's shield points and then redistribute it evenly, but any remainders have to go to the front portion ship because they gotta go somewhere.
And if I remember correctly, there's 4 parts of the ship that really counts. There's the port, starboard, aft, and rear parts of the ship, right?
Poop deck, yeah.
Alright, yeah, is that about cover for balance?
Yeah, that's about balance. It's a pretty good, it's pretty basic, but it's also a pretty good thing to do.
Yeah, you want to really keep an eye on what part of your shields are going to be low for Starship combat, just so it's not, doing hull damage or anything like that. Next is scan. With scan, you do learn there's a list that it gives you on page 325 of the Starfinder core rulebook. Basic information, defenses, weapons, loading, and other. Basic information is things like, the living complement of the ship, its size, speed, maneuverability, things that will be near the top of the starship sheet. Therefore, that. Then it goes into defenses. It goes into their AC and TL, or target lock, and its current hit and its current hull points. So there's the shield points for each quadrant, and also the power core PCU value. So how much of that core has been diverted, was depleted so far, and so forth. Therefore that. Its weapons information, you learn information about one weapon, including its firing arc and the damage it deals. So if you do know the quadrant of, say, its big gun, say it has a large Ripper cannon that deals an absurd amount of damage against your ship, how to sort of tell your pilot to maneuver away from that as best as it can. So that your ship isn't just be torn in half, or just be able to target the sort of weaker part of the ship. The load system is if, say, you want to know more about what's in how its expansion bays are sort of positioned on the ship. Say you don't really care to destroy the ship, but you do just want to steal that sweet booty that's inside. You'll be able to know where it'd be good to penetrate the ship and take that out there for that. And then finally, other information, anything that's not listed above, therefore that. The amount that you learn from a scan, say you scanned once and you get about 5 points above what the roll needed to be to succeed. For every 5 points over that success you needed to be, you'll learn 1 additional point of information later on down the list. Scan's kind of a lot, but it's super helpful if you do want to do the smart guy move of actually preparing for your combat phases for Starship combat.
Yeah. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is target locking, and basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to make a computer's check, and it's going to be whatever your computer bonus is, for that, and then the DC is going to be 15 times double the ship's tier, plus whatever bonuses the ship's defensive countermeasures give for scanning. And what happens is, so basically, it's, in my opinion, it's not that great of ability. It's sort of up to you, but basically you would score a critical hit on either a natural 19 or a 20. So
it's kind of like the champion fighters improved critical and superior critical abilities from 5e. I can see what the benefit would be to get, criticals more often. This guy doesn't really agree, but if it's something you like, it's something you like. And if it's something you don't like, I will fight you in the streets and lose because I'm weak. But anyway, is that about targeting target system?
yeah, it's basically all the targeting systems does.
Okay, and about lock-on, this one has a DC of 15 plus this tier of the Starship plus its countermeasures. I like this one because it gives a boost to the gunner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm stuck on the gunnery phase so much in Starship
cool
combat.
phase.
Yeah, it's what gets the things done. But if it's successful, the gunnery phase gets a +2 bonus to their ability to lock on, and a +2 bonus to attack rolls made against a specific part of the ship.
Alright, and the last skill we're going to talk about, it's also deals with the gunner, but more, screwing over the enemy gunner. What it is, so first of all, to use, you have to have 12 ranks in the computer skill, which is pretty high. And then what you'll do is to do it, it'll cost 1 resolve point. The DC is going to be 10 times double with the enemy ship's tier bonus, plus whatever their defensive countermeasures are. But if you succeed, what will happen is basically you just sort of hack the other ship's computer, and then when their gunner goes to go shoot you, the book says they roll twice, take the lowest thing, but they get disadvantage.
Yeah, which is again really good. Say they get like a 19 for something, like, oh no, they have they have improved countermeasures on the ship, or they have
they've locked on.
Yeah, they've locked onto your ship, and then at 19 they have to roll. Oh, it's 12. We're safe.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they've locked onto our, I don't know.
Our life support. They're gonna watch us die slowly in space.
Yeah, and then your science officer's like, no, if I have anything to say about it, I have a back access key. I'm gonna go do a backwall hack trash to the mainframe.
Listen, if Dumb Chuck were here, he'd be able to tell us actual science words, but because he can make robots or whatever. Like you said, improved countermeasures, that takes a resolve point to be able to do. So does lock on. So just keep that in mind for whoever's playing the science officer. Your resolve points are a finite resource, and they only recover very sparingly.
Yeah.
So just take consideration into that. One thing I did want to go over here was what are countermeasures. Countermeasures, they are on defensive countermeasures to get for your ship or other ships. They are on page 298 of the Starfinder core rulebook, and this is something extra to buy on your ship. Basically, for that, I don't believe all ships have to have a defensive countermeasure to them. If I'm wrong, go ahead and correct me down there. But just basically it's sort of like a ship's antivirus system or what have you. Like how you buy a stronger gun or better shields, you buy a better version of Norton antivirus or McAfee if you don't care about your life or the lives of others.
I think McAfee comes standard on all starships, but basically to get past it, you just have to type in password.
Thanks for watching 20-Sided Night. Before we do go on, we have an announcement for you Starfinder people out there. This month we'll be giving away a hard copy version of the Starfinder Armory book. There's a lot of cool stuff in there, including some special hand-exploding gauntlets that you'll see in there in the form of advanced shell gauntlets. That's a great design you guys got there. But we're giving that away to our favorite commenter, not specifically on this video, just across all of 20-Sided Night. So go ahead and be subscribed, leave a comment for your chance to win that, and we will determine the winners of that book, as well as a really cool set of dice at the next month in September 2018, the beginning of September 2018. This has been 20-Sided Night. Please share this with your friends, and bye for now.